Hello all, welcome to the Leetcode 150 series. We have started today with a simple first problem which is two sum. Let's jump into the problem. Given an array of integer nums, so there is an array which has been given, okay, and an integer target like a sum which we need to meet, and then return the indices of the two numbers such that they add up to the target. Simple. So we need the indices here, not the numbers, okay. That might be one of the flair of this problem. You may assume that each input would have exactly, so there is exactly one solution, there is no repeated solutions, or there is, yeah, you may not use the same element twice. That is also makes a bit easier. You can return answer in any order. Yeah, order is also not important. So let's see one of the examples here. So here the target is 9, so we need to find two numbers such that their target, like there the sum is 9. So if you see 2 and 7 make sum of 9, and 2 is at the 0th index here and 7 is at the first, so 0 comma 1 is one of the solutions for this. Then we have 3 comma 2 comma 4 and we need a target of 6. So in this case, just by inspection we know 2 comma 4 makes the 6, and they are at the index 1 comma 2. Similarly, we need 6 as an output, then 3 comma 3, so both of these will do. So 0 comma 1 will be the solution. Okay, simple enough. Let's think of implementation point of view, how we can implement this. So this is the example array. Just to make explanation bit, yeah, we will take a target of 26 instead of 9. So let's say target is our 26. By inspection we know 11 and 15 are the elements which are at 2 comma 3. Yeah, but let's try to implement it. Yeah, so here if you see the brute force solution, how we can think of this is, I can iterate over each element one by one and add to other element and check whether I am able to get that sum. For example, if I start from I equal to 0 here, which is 2, I can do 2 plus 7. Is it 9? Yes, but I need a target of 26. So this is not done. Then I'll go next. I'll say 2 plus 11, that makes 13, not equal to 26. I'll go further. So I will be here 2 plus 15 is 17, that will not make 26. So then I'll start with the second element, which is at I equal to 0. So if you observe, I am having two pointers here, I equal to 0 and j, which is like the adding the second element. So basically what I'm trying to do is I am having two loops, one with I and another one for the n minus 1 elements with a j. So if you see overall, it is coming to be a O of n square solution, which is a brute force one, and this is not performant. So let's think of another implementation to know how we can make this more optimal. So what are we trying to do is finding two numbers or the two indices of the two numbers which make sum of this. So instead of summing them as x plus y equal to the sum, what we can do is, currently I know what is x with the current I equal to 0. Instead of finding j in the loop, what I can do is I can just form my equation saying s minus x. So in this case what I can do is I can iterate over x and check, or I can use an extra memory like a dictionary or a hash map, where in the dictionary I can store a number which has been visited at what index. For example, here let's run through this example again with the memory. So let's say I start here at 2 and I check the target is 26. I check if there is anything in the dictionary, or I can do 26 minus 2, which is equal to 24. Is there 24 in the dictionary? It is not there. So I'll go further. I'll go to the next element. But before going to the next element, I will keep a note of visited element, that is 2 at an index 0. So that when I go back, I need not to do a second loop to find that number. Instead of that, I will use a dictionary here to find that element whether I had visited that before. So let's say from 2, next element is 7. I will do a 26 minus 7, that will be 19. I'll check whether 19 is there in the dictionary. It is not there. So what I'll do, I'll to save a 7 here in the dictionary, saying 7 is at the index 1. Next, third element is 11. So I'll do 26 minus 11, which is equal to 15. I'll check whether 15 is there in the dictionary. It is not there. So I'll go and keep 11 here in the dictionary. So here we are utilizing a memory to keep track of the visited element. The next element is 15. So I'll do 26 minus 15, which will be around 11. Now I will check whether 11 is there in the dictionary. It is there. So I found my solution. So in this case, I just need to take 2 comma the current I, which is pointing at index 3, as a solution, and return this. So this will be the solution for it. So if you see here, we have used extra memory to avoid the second loop, of J. Yeah, so hope you understood it. Just to quickly walk through, instead of doing a sum on the fly for all, what we are doing is we are taking out the current element to find the second element from the sum. So we are following this equation, y is equal to s minus x. So here for the y, if it does not exist, we'll keep saving this x into the dictionary, so that whenever there is a y and it tries to find the x, we can quickly do a lookup in the dictionary in O of 1 rather than of O of n, avoiding that loop. Yeah, let's quickly go to the implementation of this. Let me reset it. Yeah, so if you see, we need a dictionary, so let me initialize a dictionary quickly. Let me call it as sum, or let me call it a visited, equal to new dictionary of int comma int, and then I need a for loop where I'll say int I equal to 0, I less than nums dot length, L is capital in C sharp, yeah, and then I plus plus. Return to this. In the loop, I need to get y is equal to x. So y is nothing but I'll call it as a target, not the target, I'll call it as a second element, is equal to the target what we have minus the current element, that is nums of I. Now I need to check whether this second element is there in the dictionary. So what I need to do is I need to say a visited dictionary dot contains key, if it contains the key, then I just got the solution. I need to return an array, something like I comma comma the index which I have saved against the key here, else I need to add the element into the dictionary. Can just say visited comma nums of I is equal to the index I, and if nothing is there I'll just return null. Let me quickly check whether, so there is a visited here, this is the dictionary which we will be using it. Then we have target minus I to find the second element. We'll check whether that exists in the dictionary. If it exists, we got the solution. We'll return I comma the result. Otherwise we will add that index against that number in the visited dictionary. Let me quickly run it and check if it works. Okay, there is an error in the typo. Okay, pardon me for that. Again, okay. Okay, yeah, couple of typos and we are good here. Yeah, here at 2 milliseconds, which beats 60%. Yeah, the Leetcode kind of things. Yeah, so solution looks good. Hope you got the point what I'm trying to solve. Thank you.